See here.
Have you or someone you've known ever seen a child being abused? It's a horrific experience to see, but even more for a child to endure. Most of us never actually see a child being abused, but we have seen the effects of it and never know what we're looking at. Abuse is all around us. Tonight I want to provide you with statistics about child abuse, the 5 different types of abuse and the warning signs, and give you ways to report if you suspect a child being abused. In 2010, about 1,560 children died because of child abuse. That's about 5 children every single day. Abuse fatalities span all ages, but the majority is with children younger than 1 year, accounting about 47.7%. Young children are the most vulnerable because of their dependability on their parents, their small size, and their inability to defend themselves. Fatality is usually because of repeated abuse, and neglect causes the most fatality, usually because the caregiver's failure to act. Neglect can be chronic, like extended malnourishment, or acute, like an infant drowning because they were left in the bathroom too long. In 2010, more than 40% of fatalities came because of multiple forms of abuse. Of that 40%, the parents caused 79.2% of those fatalities. Single mothers were at 29.9%, and adults with an unknown relationship to children accounted for 8.3% of the fatalities. There are 5 different types of abuse with children: physical, sexual, emotional, psychological, and neglect. Examples of physical abuse would be hitting the child, punching them, bruising, excessive punishment, attempted suffocation, and shaking a baby. Signs for physical abuse are broken bones, unexplained bruising, vague explanation of accidents, the child being unusually frightened, and covering up their arms and legs during warm weather. Next is sexual abuse. Examples of sexual abuse would be an adult making a child watch pornography or other sexual acts, using the internet to find children, and penetration. Signs for sexual abuse would be children being overly sexualized for their age, having pain, bleeding, or swelling in their genitals, creating artwork that depicts a sexual experience, and doing things that the child should have already outgrown, like excessive crying, bedwetting, and being clingy. Next is emotional abuse. Putting the child down, humiliating them, not showing the child love, rejecting the child, and threatening to harm the child or someone they love are all signs of emotional abuse. Ways that you can tell are if the child is extremely shy and fearful, they feel that they can only do wrong, they have behavioral extremes, they're anxious and very worryful, and they have delayed emotional development. Next is psychological abuse. Belittling the child, calling them names, threatening them, and extreme isolation are all psychological abuse, and signs of this are if the child feels worthless or dumb, has a difficulty time remembering information, they cannot pay attention, they do not know right from wrong, and they're highly anxious. Finally is neglect. Leaving the children unattended for long periods of time, making sure or not making sure they go to school, bad hygiene, not showing the child affection, and not seeking medical attention when needed are all signs of neglect. Other signs would be untreated sores, an infection from bad hygiene, repeated serious accidents, the child often feeling tired and having a very low self-esteem. Safety is our #1 priority, and it's always better to be safe than sorry when coming to the safety of our children. If you suspect that a child is being abused, do not wait, let someone know. If you feel the child is in immediate danger, dial 911. You can also call your local Department of Social Service. For our area, we would call the Wayne County Department of Social Service at 919-580-4031. Abuse is common and is under our nose. No child should ever have to suffer. It is our responsibility to know the signs of child abuse and report if we suspect any type of abuse.